Hi, I'm Sarah Gross, and you're watching the Viking Views. The fall musical, The Spitfire Grill, opened last weekend. The show was directed by Harold Heinrich. The next theater production is going to be Harold Pinter's The Dumb Waiter, directed by Wade Hughes on November 17th. The International Club attended the Heritage Craft Festival in Arrow Rock this weekend. Juliana Doyle has more.
Arrow Rock held the 42nd Annual Heritage Craft Festival that featured historical crafts and demonstrations, including spinning, weaving, and many other 19th century arts and crafts.
I'm doing a 7-step chair cleaning, and my mom over here taught me how to do this about 3 years ago. She's been doing it for many years, and I learned from her. Probably she's been doing it close to 50 years. And has been in Arrow Rock for many years doing this, and a few years ago I decided I wanted to learn how to do it. It's in Marshall. So, and I'm a Valley alum too.
The Heritage Craft Festival is a favorite Mid-Missouri autumn tradition. Today, Arrow Rock has around 50 full-time residents that call Arrow Rock as home. International students had different experiences, talking with the local people and looking at all the objects shown at the festival.
Right here, this is from Bulgaria. This yarn that I'm using right now, my friend Ralitsa's grandmother sent it to me.
It's very hot out, but all in all, it's a very good show. Different people with, different unique talents.
This is Juliana Doyle for the Viking Views.
Marshall residents will be able to breathe a sigh of relief when it comes to emergency weather situations. A drill took place on the campus of Fitzgibbon Hospital to prepare respondents to a potential crisis. Will Claggett has more.
If the Marshall area was hit by an ice storm or a similar event, how exactly would Fitzgibbon Hospital and emergency responders react? The hospital put on a drill that helped responders plan for the worst.
When we do these exercises, we see what everybody has, what they can bring to the table. So when we have a situation where we have an ambulance that's out on I-70 that's stuck there and it's been an accident, we know who to get a hold of to get out there and get that information. If we have patients that are here and we have 50 patients that are at this location, we need to get them from point A to point B, they know who to get a hold of to get that process taken care of.
While the event was simply an exercise, the Marshall Police, along with assistance from the Medical Reserve Corps, was able to experience how to deal with different situations. During the press conference, Russell Donnell with the Saline County Health Department and Medical Reserve Corps mentioned how the exercise kept them on their feet.
That we had 7 patients dropped at the E911 center, and they're locked down. They can't open the door. So they called and said, we have 7 patients and we can't, we're locked down, and what are we going to do with them? And Chief commandeered a Oats bus, and we headed right over there and picked them up and brought them right back over here. And those are the type of things, that thinking on our feet, that we are going to have to do. I mean,
Carol Tiemann, an instructor with the nursing program, mentioned how the exercise was a learning experience for the students.
I've learned a lot during this disaster training. Everyone has to be able to communicate and listen.
Just being a patient myself and seeing how the nurses interact with the patients, I felt like that would be something I would like to spend a career doing, trying to help people.
Overall, the emergency exercise was considered a success. I'm Will Claggett for Viking Views.
Battle of Marshall took place October 13, 1863, just outside of Marshall. Last weekend, a team of archaeologists came together to try and uncover the evidence found at the last location of the final cavalry battle charge.
Precisely where portions of the Battle of Marshall occurred are open to question. There's good historic documentation, first-hand accounts, and many after-action reports, and there are later reminiscences about things. But exactly where did they move across this landscape? And if we can find any element of that, where Shelby's men were or where the Union troops were, that will fix a point on space. When then we can reassess historical documents and records and oral history or written testimony about what happened and see how it all fits together.
Peter Warnock, the assistant professor of anthropology at Missouri Valley College, helped coordinate the event. The women's soccer team traveled to Hannibal LaGrange on Saturday. They lost 1-0 after a goal scored in the first half. The Vikings kept possession of the ball most of the second half, but were unable to score. The team travels next Tuesday to Olathe, Kansas to take on Mid-America Nazarene. The men's soccer team had a long game on Saturday and went into overtime. Unfortunately, the Vikings couldn't take advantage of a few late runs, and the game ended 0-0. They look to get past this game as they set to take on Mid-America Nazarene October 12th in Olathe, Kansas. The women's volleyball team defeated Mid-America Nazarene on October 7th, winning the match to a score 3-1. The girls have won 6 of their last 7 matches and will set to take on Park University at Moval October 12th. The game will kick off at 7 p.m. Missouri Valley football team has defeated William Jewell Cardinals by a score of 40-23 on Saturday. This brings the Missouri Valley Vikings season's record to 5-1, with Moval winning the last 3 in a row. The Vikings are set to take on Evangel University in Springfield, Missouri this coming Saturday at 1:30 p.m. I'm Sarah Gross, and you've been watching the Viking Views. Now here's our calendar of events.